Hey, Podcast Land. It's me, Madison. It's another episode on tech governance. We're trying to explore how organizations make decisions and how good decisions need a good relationship with your board, especially decisions about high-risk technology. About 18 months have passed since the last episode. The startup of my childhood mentor, Vinny, is doing well, very well, lots of cash flow. Vinny has had to use that money to buy some of the competition, open the field for Side Pocket. He didn't like it, but those were his instructions. So, we're starting today in the Side Pocket offices. Two employees are talking. One is Molly, who's representing one of the early investors and is acting as an operations manager. And the other is the marketing manager, Violet, who has just finished one trade show and is about to depart for another. The two are discussing an article about Vinny that is about to be published in a national business magazine.
So, it's out today.
Monday, it's out. Oh, listen. Vincent, who was born in Detroit, represents a new generation of articulate African-American entrepreneurs.
What trash are you girls reading?
It's porn, Vinny.
Marketing porn. They think that your name is Vincent.
And that you're articulate.
Is there anything else wrong in the article? Wrong about the company?
Not gone beyond the intro.
But we're hoping for dirty pictures.
I swear, that reporter wasn't listening, and he wasn't even taking notes.
But this is golden, Vinny, even with mistakes.
He came to that interview thinking that I was just an ignorant auto mechanic or something.
It couldn't be better timed, Vin.
Oh, I don't know. When I was raising money in the first round would have been nice.
We make it the center of our trade show display. A giant cutout of you. A banner, Vinny, an entrepreneur to watch.
Make it Side Pocket, a company to watch.
Don't go humble on us, Vinny. It's got to be you. The article's about
Sure.
You have a right to be proud. You've earned this. And think how Diana would...
Keep her out of this.
Sorry, Vinny.
The dead don't make decisions for us. We make our own decisions. Our decisions today on what we know.
I said the wrong thing. I'm truly sorry, Vinny.
But think about today, Vinny. And tomorrow. Cash flow.
Tell me about it. You'd think a company with almost $40 million in revenue would have a little money for a product development.
And a little staff
But
development.
at least we've cleared the field of competitors.
Or so the board thinks. It's their strategy, not mine.
But you've taken 5 companies out.
6. We're about to close number 6.
6? Taken 6 out of the market and got their share?
But are we ready for tomorrow's market? Windows is coming. Microsoft is pushing hard, and do we have a product for it?
A Windows-ready product. Of course we do. Tried, tested, and it works seamlessly across all platforms.
You know better. We just changed a few bits of code to make it run under the new environment.
But at least we have a product.
But not a product that uses the new environment. Windows is a new world. People will use it differently. We're not part of that.
Not yet.
But can't you get the money some other way? Take it from something else?
Like marketing?
I was thinking from somewhere else.
There's a budget.
Change it.
The board approved it. And then there's the board finance committee, then the auditors. Somebody'd find out fast.
What if they did?
I'd be out of here, and no magazine pictures could help me.
I'm going to interrupt here, Podcast Land, because I know what you're thinking. Doesn't the Side Pocket board want to make money? You ask. How can they be so stupid? Don't they know that Windows is going to be big and important? Silly questions, Podcast Land. Of course they want to make money, but they have a strategy that Vinny doesn't accept and doesn't understand, to be honest. I would guess. Remember, I wasn't there, Podcast Land. I would guess that Vinny's board is thinking about 3 things. 1, getting the most revenue this quarter. 2, securing the market for next quarter. And 3, preparing for some kind of shift in the market. Vinny doesn't understand what his board is thinking, but Vinny still had decisions to make, even though he doesn't understand. One of those decisions, has just walked through the door. Comes in the form of Jim, or Tim, or Kim. One of those expendable C programmers that rotated through Side Pocket. He's here, and he'll explain what he wants.
Vinny, sir, you got a second?
Oh, Tim.
It's Jim, ma'am.
Do you have a second for us?
What do you need, Jim?
Well, maybe we could talk alone, sir.
This is our question. What would it take to make a Windows version of Side Pocket.
We have one, ma'am.
No, a real one, not a Windows-ready version. Multiple screens, real graphics, Side Pocket 2.0.
We can go back to my desk, Jim.
But it would be good to hear this. How much? Best case. All the resources you need.
Well, ma'am,
Do it fast. Do it right.
we'd want a library, a software library, ma'am. That'd help. It'd be faster.
How much is that?
$20K, but there'd be a royalty.
Okay.
That'd be a payment on every copy of
Of
ship.
course. Plus, how many more staff?
Let's not go.
No, it's good to know. How many?
3, ma'am. 3 plus me.
Enough with the ma'am. How much time?
Well, ma'am, 2 months, 3 maybe.
So under 100,000.
Sure, ma'am.
There are other costs, but why are you asking?
That banker, she was here yesterday.
From CalFed?
Karen from CalFed.
With a little ready credits.
the line of credit. You take that to finance the new version of Side Pocket.
I don't have that kind of authority.
And then you pay it back with the increased revenue from the new version.
How do you know that there'll be a new revenue?
Vinny. Upgrades. People won't want to use old software on new systems. They'll want to use the new version, even if they already have
This is
it.
trouble. I'd be going against the... So what do you want, Jim or Kim?
Jim, sir, can we go to your desk?
Back again, Podcast Land. There are 2 problems here. Do you see both? We can act them out, but it's going to be faster
And clearer.
and clearer if we talk about them. So I'm going to twist the time frame here and ask my dear friend and mentor, Vinny, to join me. How you doing, Vinny?
Fine. Just fine. Sure beats being in a nursing home.
Oh, we need to remind you that the podcast has already been messing with time. Side Pocket operated in the early 90s. I'm hosting this as an adult, so it must be sometime in the mid-2040s. And you're listening to us about halfway between those 2 dates.
It doesn't make much sense, but don't worry too much about it. It allows me to do something I've always wanted to do.
What's that?
Have a conversation with you, professional to professional, adult to adult.
Don't be silly.
What do you mean?
Those are the only kind of conversations I've ever had with you, even when I was 8.
Sure.
First problem seems to be with
The
Jim.
programmer?
Jim, what did he want?
Usual. A raise. Claimed he was offered 30% more at one of the big firms, Corel, I think. If he didn't get it that day, he'd quit.
So, did you give it?
No. I told him that he could continue to work for the same pay and we'd review him at the end of the fiscal year, or he could leave that day with 2 weeks severance.
Did he have the offer?
Never knew. I guessed that he probably didn't, but I wasn't sure.
But the request was a bit like blackmail,
Oh, yes.
which suggested that he wasn't committed to the firm.
How I missed this.
How about the other problem? The upgrade to Windows.
Thought about it a couple of days and took the line of credit.
Well, explain yourself. You were going against the wishes of the board.
Pretty much. My contract didn't mention short-term credit, but it really didn't give me authority.
Huh. Disobedience. Doesn't sound like you.
No, it doesn't. But I reasoned that the board was not understanding the situation, and the only way I could communicate how urgent things were was by going outside the contract.
Did you get a working product?
We have 2 more episodes in this series.
Fair enough. Well, can I say something to our listeners?
Go ahead.
But it's about you.
You're the teacher now.
We make a lot of decisions in ignorance. We rarely understand everything about a problem or a question. And sometimes we make the right decision, and sometimes we don't.
Correct.
But the real tragedy happens when we can't see that we're ignorant, when our own selfish goals get in the way and blind us. We want to be on the cover of a business magazine.
But I was already on the cover.
Yes, or we want to lead a firm to an IPO.
And that was your goal once.
And it was not an easy goal to drop. Or you might want to be rich, or be powerful, or have the respect of your peers.
Yes.
You go after the wrong goal and believe that you can still achieve the right goal.
Your point, mad woman.
Were you fooling yourself when you took that loan?
Hindsight, mad? More yes than no.
More fooling yourself than clearly seeing what you needed to do?
Yes. But I had had enough no to save me. I knew that I might not be right.
Will you explain?
In the next 2 episodes, didn't you hear the closing music?
Wasn't certain. Close up.
This is Vinny, the CTO from the podcast How We Manage Stuff.
This is Madison. Oh, and me, Maddie. Bye, podcast line. Bye. Bye.